Yes. Good morning, everyone. Yes. So, online students. Okay. Yeah, I think you have joined in the Google Classroom, all of you. If you are not joined, please join in the Google Classroom because everyday classroom notes is uploaded in the Google Classroom. So this is a classroom code here. Okay. This is a classroom code. Okay, please join with this classroom code. So online students, I'm placing the link in the I place the link in the Google Class chart window. Please join with this link. Online students, you can join with this link, and offline students, you can join with this classroom code, right? And so first class video is already uploaded. Okay. First class video is uploaded, and Saturday video is not uploaded. I'll try to upload. Okay. Only starting classes videos will be given, not all the classes. And what we have seen is 2 classes where I said introduction about web. Okay. HTML is not yet started. Now today we'll begin HTML, right? Yes. So today we'll start with the HTML. Okay. So this course consists of 3 subjects or 3 modules. One is HTML, second one is CSS, and third one is what? JavaScript. Okay. Now today we are starting HTML. Now you can say this is a first class of your HTML, right? So let us start with what is HTML is and what is the advantage of using HTML is and who uses HTML in real time, right? So what is HTML is? Now here HTML stands for, yes, I think you are very good in abbreviations, right? So HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. So hypertext markup language. So it is not a programming language. So HTML is not a programming language. It is what here? Markup language. It is not a programming language. It is a markup language. So there are so many markup languages out there, and within that, HTML is one markup language. You have an HTML, you have HGML, you have XML. Okay. So all these are called as which languages? Markup languages. Okay. A programming language contains certain characteristics, and markup language is having certain characteristics. So generally, if you are talking about programming languages like C or C++, Java, .NET, Python, all these are called what? Programming languages. So programming languages are used for solving a certain problems, and markup languages used for solving certain problems. But programming languages having certain characteristics, like programming languages are dynamic, right? And programming languages is having some control statement, data types, okay, and having some syntax, okay. But when it comes to the markup language, you can say a markup language is a collection of, generally you call it as a tags. Markup language is a collection of tags. And every tag in programming languages, you can, or in other terms, you can say every tag can be called as one command. Every tag can be called as one command, and this tag is having some special syntax, right? So HTML is not a programming language, it is a markup language. Generally, markup languages, for example, HTML is there. HTML is a markup language which is used for presentation, HTML is a markup language which is used for presentation. And there is one more markup language called XML, which is called as extensible markup language. It is for representing data. Okay, data representation is done by using which language? XML. Data presentation is done using which language? HTML language, right? So there are a number of markup languages out there, but here we are talking about only one, and that is what? HTML. Now HTML is used. See, generally what is language? Language is used for communication or not? Yes, right? It is also language, but it is not a programming language. It is a markup language. Suppose if you divide this into a different terms, suppose, suppose this is divided into, suppose HTML, right? So I can divide this HTML, right? So this is how you can divide and write here. So what is H stands for here is hyper. Hyper here, hyper means is for references or not? Yes. Hyper means generally it is called as referenced. Okay. It is called as a referenced, or it is called as which one? Links, that you call it as which one? Hyper means linking one document with another document, or linking one text with what? Another. So that you can call it as which one? Hyper, right? And text is nothing but what here? Data. Text is nothing but data or information, right? But generally you make this hypertext as one word, but rather than hyper is one word and text is what? Another. But text is nothing but what here? Data. Okay. So markup is, okay, there is a markup right now. This markup, hypertext, text is nothing but here data. Okay, yeah, text is nothing but a data. Okay, text is nothing but data. So this you can call it as data or information. And there is one more. What is this here? Markup. So markup means, what is markup? It is having some, what do you call it as? Specialized. Okay, it is having some specialized. Okay, specialized syntax. Or markup is nothing but, what is it here? Tags. So language is nothing but what here? Communication. So what is language here? Communication. Language. So generally language is used for communication here. So communication. Okay, this is what exactly the meaning of HTML. And H is nothing but hyper, and text is nothing but data. Markup is nothing but some specialized syntax or tags, and language is used for communication. Now you are using HTML. Now one of the popular thing in web development is what? HTML, right? One of the popular thing in web development is what? HTML. And HTML is used for okay, developing. HTML is used for developing what here? Web pages, or it is used for developing what? Web documents. HTML is used for developing web pages or web documents, or it is used for developing what here? Front end. So HTML is used for developing web pages or web documents, or what is that? Front end. Okay. HTML is used for developing web pages or web documents. For example, any website, if you see, you can find some web pages right now. In day-to-day life, you come across so many websites. Okay, whenever you type any URL in the browser, okay, you'll get one page. This you call it as home page or okay, index page or something, right? Okay, this is called as a web page, and this web page is developed using which language? HTML. Now you can see this complete document. This complete document is written using which language? HTML, right? So it is used for developing web pages, and HTML is used. Okay, HTML is used for developing. HTML is used for developing which one here? Static web pages. Okay, it is used for developing which web pages? Static web pages. In order to make your web pages a dynamic, you embed other languages. I mean, you include HTML in what? Other languages. Then your HTML becomes what? Dynamic, right? But HTML is used for developing which pages? Static web pages. Static means whose content doesn't changes, from one request to another request. That you call it as which one? Static web pages. And not only that, HTML, or you can say HTML is a client side. Okay, HTML is a client side what here? Technology. Okay, HTML is what? Client side technology. HTML is used, or HTML is a client side technology. Means, is it this program is executed within the server or within the client machine? Client machine. That is a program which is executed within the client machine. So HTML is used for developing static web pages, or HTML is a client side. HTML is a client side what? Technology, right? Yes. Just try to understand this, please. Okay. Yes. What is HTML stands for? Hypertext Markup Language. Is it a programming language? No. What it is? Markup language. Okay. Markup means it is having some specialized tags by using which you are communicating or not. Yes. So language is nothing but communication, right? And hyper means what? Referenced, or what is that? Links. And text is nothing but data. So HTML is used for developing web pages, for presenting what? Information. Okay. HTML is used for developing what here? Web documents, or HTML is used for developing front end. And HTML is used for developing which pages? Static web pages. Or HTML is which technology? Client side. Now in web development, you have a client side technologies and you have what? Server side technologies. It means the programs which get executed in which program? Server program. Those are called which technologies? Server side technologies. The programs which are executed in client side programs. Okay, that you call it as which technology? Client side. What is the meaning of client side and server side here? What is server here? Program. What is server here? Program. Server is a program, and client is also one program or not? Yes. In internet, which one is a client? Browser. In internet, which one is a client? Browser. Okay. So HTML is executed within browser. Okay. Suppose you write a servlet. Servlet is a program executed in the browser or server? Server. Servlet is executed within server. Output is given to browser. Okay. servlet. Now JSP is executed within server. Output is given to browser in the form of HTML. Okay, so that is called as dynamic, right? Suppose ASP.NET is there. ASP.NET is a program executed within server and the output is given to browser. Okay, and Django is there. If you are working with Python, Django is a program executed within server and the output is given to browser. But how the output is given in the form of the output is given in the form of what? HTML. HTML is a way of communicating between communicating with what? Web application. That's the reason it is called as which one? Front end. Front end. Front end means what you see. What you see is called as which one? Front end. But which is not visible is called back end. Getting on, you go to ATM. Is it ATM application is web? ATM application is a web application or not? Yes, it is a web application. You go to ATM, you insert the card, it will ask you to enter what? PIN. That is that complete thing what you are getting is called as what? Front end. That complete thing is called as a front end, right? Yes. Then now HTML is used for developing static web pages, or HTML is which one? Client-side technology. And HTML is developed by HTML is developed by one person. What is the name of this person who developed web? Tim Berners. Okay, Lee. Is it correct? I think NE. So is a father of which one? HTML. Okay. HTML is developed by Tim Berners-Lee in the year 1991. Okay. In the year 1991, right? But HTML is now all web technologies. I say no. All web technologies are maintained or follow certain rules and regulations given by one organization. What is that? W3C. W3C or not? Yes. W3C. W3 stands for World Wide Web. C stands for Consortium, right? That is W3C is an organization which is maintained or provides some set of rules or give the certain rules and regulations for development of which technologies? Web technologies, right? Now there are different versions of HTML is there. There are different versions of HTML. Okay. Yes. So there is an HTML 1.0. There is an HTML 1.0 and there is HTML. What is that? 2.0 and HTML 3.0 and HTML. So there is HTML 4.0 and there is HTML 4.1, HTML 4.1 and there is HTML 5.0 and there is HTML 5.1. These are different versions and these versions, these are different versions of what here? HTML. You have a different versions are there. Okay, these are different versions of HTML, right? So you have a different number of versions are there. HTML 1.0. This is HTML 1.0, which is released in the year 1994. HTML 1.0, which is released in the year 1994, right? HTML 2.0, which is released in 1995, right? And HTML 3.0, which is released in 1997, right? And HTML 4.0, which is released in 1998, okay? 1998, and HTML 4.1, which is released in the year 1999, and HTML 5.0 version is released in 2014, and HTML 5.1, which is released in the year 2000 what? 16. Now HTML 5.2, which is in 2017, right? Yes, but currently industry is using which one? HTML 5.0, which is an extension of HTML 4.0, which is an extension of 4.0. But all HTML, what is the difference between these versions? The difference between these versions is the number of tags. The difference between these versions is what? Number of tags. For example, when they release the first version of HTML, okay, you have already some 14 tags. Okay, now HTML contain n number of tags. Now HTML contain n number of tags. Like when they initially develop HTML, unable to display images, audio, as well as what? Video. Now within HTML, can you run the audio, video, and all the things or not? Yes. So what is the difference? What is the difference between all these versions? The difference between all these versions is added number of tags, right? Added number of tags. That is only a difference between these versions, right? But all these versions are developed by following the rules given by whom? W3C. W3C, right? Okay. So these are different versions of HTML, right? But in order to run the HTML, okay, HTML is which language? Okay, markup language only, but HTML is which one? Interpreted. HTML is which language? Interpreted language. Interpreted language. Interpreted language. Interpreted means, is it interpreter is a translator or not? Yes. You call it as interpreted. This is also called as a parser, right? But HTML is an interpreted language. Okay. So HTML tags are interpreted. HTML tags are interpreted and executed by, okay, executed by which one? HTML interpreter, okay, or the same thing you call it as which one? Parser. Exist within what here? Browser. Who runs the HTML page? Where you execute HTML page? You execute HTML page within what? Browser. To run HTML, is it required any software? Tell me here, if you want to run HTML, is it required any software? For example, you want to work with the Java, then you require which software? Java software, right? You have to install Java software to work with what? Java. If I want to work with the C++, I need to install which software? C++ software. Yes or no? In the same way, I want to work with the .NET, then I have to install which software? .NET software. Yes or no? Arey, come on, yaar. अभी जावा प्रोग्राम लिखे यार यहाँ पे सपोज I write a Java program in Notepad. Okay, now I write a Java program in Notepad. Class demo. Okay, class demo. Then I'll say public static void main. Okay, now yes. Okay, I just write here string arguments. Okay, then after that I just write here system dot out dot println. Println some hello Java, right? This is my first program in Java. Then after writing it, this is which editor? Notepad. Can you run the Java program from Notepad? No. Then what do? You save this program somewhere. Somewhere you save this program with the extension what? Java. Some demo dot Java. Okay, fine. Then how to run this? Now I need to command prompt only, but command prompt may you go to command prompt. Okay, so where is my program? Some F drive, right? Then you type this command. What is this? Java C. Java C is what? Java C is a command which invokes a Java compiler. Okay, who gives a Java compiler? Who will provide Java compiler? Java software. Yeah, array. How you become software developers here? Java compiler is provided by whom? Java software. जब Java software install करे तो क्या क्या आता? Java compiler, Java interpreter, Java libraries, JVM, JRE, everything you'll get or not? Yes. So Java is a command provided or comes along with which software? Java software. Suppose if Java software is not there, can you execute this command? No, you cannot execute, right? If I'm saying Java C demo dot Java, then is it your program is compiled or not? Yes, because now my system is having Java here. So is it compiled? Getting on not? Then to run the Java program, I require a Java software. If Java software is not there, can I execute Java C command? No, because Java C command I'll get along with which software? Java software. In the same way, in order to work with HTML, is it required to install any software? No, because this HTML pages are tested in what? Browser. It is executed in what? Browser. So browser is having built-in, or a browser is having built-in HTML interpreter or what? Parsers. Okay, browser is having built-in HTML interpreters and what? Parsers. Which parse or interpret which tags, HTML tags, and display the output or not? Yes. Ring on. So no need to install any software to work with what? HTML. Okay. Yeah, you have to remember this. No need to install. Why means again you should know that also. Yes or no? No need to install any software to work with. To work with what? HTML. What you required is only one editor. क्या चाहिए? खाली editor रहे तो बस है. Editor means you need to have one text editor where you can type the what do you call is HTML code, right? So no need to install any software to work with the HTML. After designing a web page, you execute that web page within what? Browser. So browser is a software which is responsible in execution of which page? HTML page, right? So browser is a software. Okay, browser is a software is responsible in execution of which page? HTML page or web page. Browser is very intelligent, right? Browser में क्या क्या रहता? What browser is having? So many things will be there in browser, right? Browser, you know browser, right? Yes. Now tell me some browsers names. Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer. Edge and Explorer both are same, huh? No, right. So Edge is there, Internet Explorer, then Opera, Mozilla, all these are what? Browsers. Netscape, all these are what? Different browsers, right? See, a web application can be accessed from different applications. Nowadays, a web application. So can you use HTML for developing web applications? Tell me here, can you use HTML for developing, can you use HTML for developing mobile applications? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Now this web application is there. This web application, assume that this is which web application? Some banking application is there. ICICI. This is one bank. Okay, now ICICI bank application is there. Tell me, this is one web application. How many ways this web application, in how many devices I can use this web application? No. How many types of devices this web application can access? First one is your PC. Your PC will be there, right? In PC, how you access this web application? Using Using which one? Browser. You access it by using browser. Sorry. You access it by using browser. Then next is you access this in your mobile. Mobile. From mobile, how many ways can you access this from your mobile? Two types. Two types, right? One is using browser. Okay. One is using browser, right? One is using browser and one more is using one app. Can you use the app or not? Yes, you are using one app. This is app. You can access this by using which app? ICICI Bank app. Okay, this is ICICI app. I can use it to access it anywhere. बोलो यार, बस उतना है, दो ही है. अरे only two. PC, mobile. Tab. Tab. You are saying tab? No, no. Tab. और अभी लैपटॉप, PC, लैपटॉप अंत मनदे. iOS ఆపరేటింగ్ ఎట్లనమ్మా నువ్వు? Yes. What other devices are there or not there? There, so many devices are there. Now you give the card. Give the card or not? Which machine here? So many machines are there. Swapping machine is there. Swapping, you go to hotel and you give the card, right? Yes or no? That is one device or not device? Device only, right? Which device? Swapping machine or what? Palm top. Getting on? So lot of devices you are accessing what this application, right? Lot of devices using so many devices you are accessing this application. Is it this application is developed for each device? It is developed again and again? No. This application is developed how many times here? One time only. And these services are accessed by number of ways. This application services are accessed how many ways? Number of ways. But when you are accessing from where? Browser, what you required? When you are accessing from browser, what you required? HTML. What you required? HTML. But in PalmTop, you don't require HTML, right? Okay, but in ICICI app, you don't require which one? HTML. So ICICI app, if it is Android, then it is written in what? No, it might be written in Android. Applications written in what? Java. Okay, it might be written in what? Go language. Sorry, Kotlin. It might be written in which one? Kotlin. But Java, Kotlin can be used as a front end or not? Yes. But when your application is accessed from browser, then for presentation, what you required? HTML. But HTML cannot be executed in your ICICI app, right? Because it is an app. But always the HTML is understood by whom? Browser. Browser. So browser is a software. Browser is a software responsible for, okay, browser is a software responsible in execution of HTML page or web page. So within the browser, you find so many translators, like you find so many engines. You can say browser is having HTML engine, browser is having JavaScript engine, browser is having what is that, JSON engine, browser is having different types of engines, or which you call it as what do you call it as runtimes. Like suppose if you take Java program, who provide runtime environment for Java? JVM, which is called as Java Virtual Machine or not? Yes. So without JVM, can you run the Java program? No. So is it JVM is one platform? Is it JVM is one platform provided by Java to run which applications? Java applications. In the same way, browser is also having one platform to run which programs? HTML programs. So there's not a specific name for that. You simply say HTML parser or HTML interpreter. But this is very I mean, this is this is a platform which will take care of, like, suppose if you want to manipulate this HTML dynamically, suppose you want to do some changes dynamically within HTML, that can be done with the help of what? JavaScript. Now within browser, even you execute one more program, and which program? JavaScript program. To execute JavaScript within the browser, what browser required? JavaScript translator or not? Yes. And HTML, what is the advantage? What is the advantage? What is the advantage of HTML? What is the advantage of HTML? Okay, HTML, easy to understand. First one is what? Easy to understand and develop. Easy to understand and develop what? Web pages. For learning this HTML, you don't require anything. First of all, कुछ नहीं पूछना. अरे HTML सीखने के लिए कुछ चाहिए बोल के नहीं पूछना. Okay. For learning HTML, you required anything? No, you don't require anything. You don't require no prerequisites for learning what? HTML. Okay, you know English, then you can work with what here? HTML, right? Easy to understand and develop web pages. And not only that, HTML is a case sensitive or insensitive? Insensitive language, not sensitive. Sensitive means it finds the difference between uppercase and what is that? Lowercase. HTML is a case insensitive language. Case insensitive language, or it is not a case sensitive language. It means uppercase and lowercase both are uppercase and lowercase both are same. Uppercase and lowercase both are same. It means you can write this tags either in uppercase, or you write this tags either in what? Lowercase. But for example, if you work with certain programming languages which are strictly case sensitive, it finds the difference between uppercase and what? Lowercase. For example, if you are writing a first program in Java, you'll get so many errors. Yes or no? You'll get a lot of errors because some people, what they'll do is they'll write a program in Java, first program, okay, demo, no problem. But they'll write like this: public static void main, and they'll say string, okay, string some A or GS like this, and then they'll write like this, okay, system dot, okay, system dot out dot println. Okay, if I write like this, is it Java compiler gives an error or not? Yes, because Java is a strictly case sensitive language. You'll say in public start. Now, what is the name of the class? String. In string, S must be what? Capital. Okay. In system, S must be what here? Capital. But if I give a small, is it compiler generates error or not? Yes. But in Python, in HTML, no, not like that. In HTML, not like that. It is an insensitive language. You can write either in uppercase or you can write either in lowercase, no problem. Okay, is a kids language, right? Okay, HTML is a care. Now, HTML is easy to maintain. HTML is easy to maintain. Okay, because maintaining the code, okay, maintaining the code is what? Very easy. Okay, so it is not like other languages where you'll say, for example, Java is there. In Java, you have to write the programs by using certain principles, right? What principles here? Object oriented. If you don't follow those principles and if you write a program, so maintaining your application becomes what? Complex. So when you required, you have to use inheritance. When you required, you have to use what? Polymorphism. When you required inheritance and if you don't use inheritance, then maintaining your code becomes what? Complex. When required polymorphism, and if you are not using polymorphism, then it becomes what? Very difficult. But here, no. The way how you think, you can write the code. So easy to maintain, right? So that is the advantage of using HTML. But there is a disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? Now, nowadays you have so many HTML editors, right? But you have to write a lot of code. If you want to design the page, you have to write a lot of code. N number of lines of code you have to write it. So that becomes very difficult to what? Designing one page. That is only a disadvantage, but otherwise everything is fine with what? HTML. But there are some predefined HTML editors are there, okay, where you can just drag and drop the things, right? So, but only one disadvantage is there. Only one disadvantage is there. So there is only one disadvantage is there, and that is need to write lot of code. Need to write okay, lots of which one? Code for developing a web page, right? So that is an advantage. This can be avoided. I'm saying no, this can be avoided by using what? Editors. Okay, IDs, separate IDs belongs to what? Now suppose if you see this Word document, using this MS Word, can I develop a web page? Yes. Okay, I can convert this MS Word document into what? .html. Then my document becomes what? HTML page. My document converted into what? HTML page. Okay, so this can be avoided by using some predefined editors, right? Yes, that is an advantage, and one more is a disadvantage, right? So every HTML file, yes, every HTML file is having extension dot what? HTML or dot HTM. Okay, HTML or HTM. Okay, HTML or HTM. Every HTML file is having an extension dot HTML or dot HTM. Then next is, now who uses HTML? Who uses HTML? Different people out there here. Okay, different people out there who uses HTML. Okay, you call it as web what? Web developer. A web developer. Web developer means, in web developer, which person? It is used by front-end developer. It is used by front-end developer, and it is also used by back-end developer. So web developer, and second one is web what? Designer. Okay, who called as UI developer or UI UX developer. Okay, uses which one? HTML, right? Who uses HTML? Web developer. Okay, front-end developer, back-end developer. Sometimes you also, nowadays, you call these persons are called what? Full stack web developers. Full stack web developers. Okay, yes. I'm saying no, by learning only HTML, you can start earning as a freelancer. You can start earning by developing what? Web sites. Websites are web pages. Websites, web pages. See, you are using different terms here, right? Web page, you are using web page, web application, web application, and website. I'm using different terms here. Web page, web application, and website. So what is web page, web application, and website? What is web page, web application? What is web page, web application, and website? Now this is a question, right? So what is a web page, web application, and website? Tell me here, what is web page? Tell me here, web page. What is web page? Web page or same thing called as which page? HTML page. Web page or HTML page used to what? Present what? Data or present data or what? Information. To whom? Client. Web page or HTML page used to present data or information to client, or web page. Web page is a front end. Web page is a front end which is used to communicate with what? To communicate with what here? Back end. Okay, front end. Web page is a front end which is used to communicate with the back end. See, I'm writing two things. Web page or HTML page used to present data or what? Information. For example, if you take Naresh IT website is there. This is used for presenting what? You are trying to present what? Information. Naresh IT Technologies develop website for presenting information or not? Yes, to the students. Now students can find out which batch is starting when. Okay, is it this information is displayed in which website? nareshit.com. Now this is displaying information or not? Yes. HTML, you're displaying information by using what here? HTML. Is it clear or not? Not only that, HTML is a front end. Front end for whom? Suppose assume that this is a bank. Banking application is there. Some HDFC is there. I just open HDFC Bank. Okay. HDFC Bank. Now this is, can you say this is a front end or not? Yes. For example, if I want to transfer the funds, what will I do? I'll just go to which banking? Internet banking, where I'll do, what is that? Login. Just go for which one? Net banking. When I click on net banking, it will ask you to enter the customer ID or not? Yes. Can you say this is what? Front end. This is a front end. Okay, now this is a front end where you enter the customer ID and continue. Once you click on customer ID, what will happen? Once you, after entering customer ID, and if you click on continue, this customer ID is sent to what? Backend. So there is one program which is there at which side? Server side, and that program will read this customer ID and get all the details belongs to that customer or not? Yes. So that we can transfer the funds from one account to what? Another account. So it is used for developing a front end. It is used for developing which one? Web page where you can display what? Information. You can develop a web page where you can display the information, right? Just to try to understand this. So a web page or HTML page used to present data or information to a client, or web page is a front end which is used to communicate with what? Backend. So web page is an interface between the client and what is that? Server. Okay, where it will try to display some information. Then what is web application? What is web application? Web application is a collection of web application is a collection of which one? Web resources. Okay, it is a collection of web resources, and these resources are two types. One is static and one more is what? Dynamic. Okay, it is a collection of web resources. Okay, this can be as a collection of web resources, and these web resources can be two. One is which resources? Static resources, or it can be what? Dynamic resources. Okay, static means what are the static here? HTML, images. Okay, images, audio files. Okay, video files. All these are called as which resources? Static. Dynamic resources are what? Server side. These are nothing but server side what? Programs. These are nothing but server side programs. And what are the server side? like servlets or JSP. Now, all this comes under which resources? Dynamic resources. Once your web application, see, you develop web application and you put your application in local system, right? You develop a web application by testing in what? Local system. You develop application in local system or not? Yes. But how it is available to the all the people worldwide? You develop web application and you want your web application should be available to all the people worldwide or not? Yes. Then what do you do it? Host it. You try to host, or right? You host on which server? Internet server. By creating some space. You have to create some space on the server or not? Yes. That space is given some name, and that name is called which name? Website name. Site. Website. Okay. Website is having some name, right? You try to access all the resources with that particular name. So what is website? A place where your application is reside, where your application is exist, where you place your application on internet server. That you call it as which one? Website. 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 Website is a place. Okay. Website is what here? Place where web application, where web application is what? Deployed. Where web application is deployed, or what is that? Placed. That you call it as which one? Website. You have to host it, right? After developing web application, you have to host it. How your web application is available to all the people? How your web, suppose I develop one blog. I want my blog should access by all the people. Then what should I do? I have to purchase some space or not? Yes, I have to purchase some space on internet. For that, you have some internet service providers or not? Yes. From where you purchase some space, and that space is given some name or not? Yes. So at that name, I try to put my application and I just give the address. So with the help of that address, you'll be accessing all the resources available at that particular place. And that you call it as which name? Website name. You'll say, now what is your website name? Web application name or site name? Or application name or site name? Site name. And that site name is mapped with what? Application name, right? Yes. So try to understand what is web page, what is web application, and what is website. But always it is recommended. Okay. So whenever you develop, always it is recommended, whenever you develop any web application, you try to test it by deploying inside what? Server. You try to test it by deploying in server. So you open browser, communicate with what? Server, and access what? HTML pages, rather than just double clicking on it. Even if you double click, it just open within what? Browser. So that is not a way of developing what? Web pages. That is not a way of developing web pages. Now I'll tell you how to install the server and how to work with it, right? Okay. Yes. Now is it clear up to this? What do you say here? Okay. Yes. The next one is HTML is not a language. I said it is a markup language and used for developing what? Web pages. Web page. Is it clear, this web page? Web page, web document, all these are one and the same. For example, you are applying interview. You want to apply the job. Yes or no? You want to apply the job. Then you prepare what first? You prepare what? Resume. You prepare resume or not? Yes. Is it one? Is it that is one document or not? Yes. By using the document, interviewer will communicate with you or not? Yes. That document contains some information. The document is having some information. With the help of that document, the interviewer contact you based on certain information found in what? Document. Document, you write it, you type it. But here how you develop, how you prepare documents on the web, how you transfer documents within the web? By using one language called which one? HTML. Is a way of communicating information between client and server within the internet. That is done by using which language? HTML language. HTML is a markup language. HTML is a markup language. I'm saying it is a markup language, and it is a collection of markup language, and it is a collection of which one? Tags. It is a collection of tags. Okay, what is a tag? Now I'm just entering into the HTML. Okay, now up to this, is it clear? What is here? Up to this, is it clear? It's very simple. HTML, I don't think so. It will take a lot of time here, and very easy and very interesting. Okay, if you understand. If you are not understanding HTML means, okay, understood? Then you cannot understand Java or C or C++, no. Because HTML understood by the kids. Okay, now, yes. HTML is a markup language, and it is a collection of tags. Now the question is, what is tag? What is tag here? What is a tag? Okay, what is a tag? HTML, yes. Yes, I think you want to give answer, sir. Tell me, what is tag? Tag is a specific and okay. What is tag? So HTML, yes, HTML, okay, HTML present data or information using a special syntax, called which one? Tag. Special syntax called which one? Tag. Other languages, suppose in other languages, like these tags are like keywords. With other languages, you can call it as keywords or what? Reserve words. Getting on that? Okay, suppose if you want to test anything in Java, you'll use a keyword called if. Yes or no? If you want to declare integer variable, use a keyword called what? Int. So int is a data type, but the data type is represented at what their keyword. Yes or no? Okay. So HTML present data or information using a special syntax called which one? Tags. Tag. Okay. Tag is similar to what here? Keywords. Keywords are called as which one? Reserve words in other what? Languages. I think you can understand easily. Okay. So tag is similar to a keywords or reserve words in what? Other languages. These are keywords or reserve words in what? Other languages, right? But these tags, okay, these tags are a tag is represented, okay, tag is represented within what? Angular brackets. This is represented within angular brackets. That is called less than and greater than symbol, right? Angular brackets, angular brackets. Okay, now, right? So now here you just represent what name? Tag name. But who understand this tag? Very good. Who understand this tag? Browser. Okay, who understand tag? Browser. Okay, because browser is having yes, very good. Interpreter. Browser is having interpreter. Who understand? Suppose you write a Java program with the integer a. In Java you write integer a. Who understand the syntax of this integer a? Compiler. Java compiler recognize what is integer, what is what? A. Who understand compiler? Compiler verifies the syntax or not. Yes, it will verify int is there or not. It will verify what is a here, variable name, right? You have to follow some rules and regulation. If you don't follow it, who gives error? Compiler. But if you don't follow the rules while representing a tag, is it browser gives error? No. Browser doesn't give any error, but it doesn't show any information. Getting or not? So difficulty is there or not? Yes, difficulty is there. That is, browser doesn't display any information if there is a syntax error for while representing which one? Tag. If I have a syntax error in my C program, it is recognized by whom? Compiler, C compiler. If there is a syntax error in Java program, it is recognized by whom? Java compiler. If there is a syntax error in tag, by mistakenly I've given some other tag. Is it your browser shows any error? No. Now that is one more difficult you come across while designing web pages using what? HTML, right? So browser, okay, now one more point you have to write here. Browser doesn't show us, okay, any error if any error if invalid tag or syntax in defining which one? Tag. Okay, browser doesn't show any error. It will not show any error if invalid tag or syntax in defining what? Tag. Even though the given tag is not there, your browser will not give any error, right? Yes. So yes. Then next, these tags are two types. These tags are two types here. One is paired tags and one more is unpaired tags. Okay, one is a paired tags and one more is what? Unpaired tags. So paired means 2. Unpaired means only 1. Okay, pair. Okay, pair and unpaired. So paired tags having beginning of the tag, end of the tag. So paired tags are having beginning, okay, having what? Are having beginning and end. Are having beginning and what is that? End. Okay, na? But unpaid tags are having only beginning. Only beginning. But all these tags are developed by certain rules and regulations given by whom? W3C. All these tags are because why? See, why it should follow some rules? Because you are using a tag. The tag has to be interpreted and executed by whom? Browser. So browser is having a parser or interpreter or not? Yes. That parser, how they develop it? By following the same rules given by whom? W3C. Okay, so there is a developer and there is an executor, right? But this both the people should follow the same rules and regulations. For example, I write with one syntax. Okay, if parser is having another syntax, is it that parser can understand? No. Both the people should follow the same rules and regulations, and these rules are given by whom? One organization, and that is what? W3C. So paid tags are having beginning and end, but unpaid tags are having only beginning, but there's no what? Ending. Having only beginning. Now it is like this. If you see example, if you see the example for paid tag, yeah, example is like you will say, what is this here? H1. Okay, H1 is a beginning, and then what? H1 is what? End. End tag is always end with what? slash, and it followed by the name of the tag. So example for unpaid tax is, okay, you'll say BR. BR means line break. Ring or not? Okay. Now this you can call it as which one? Unpaid. There is only one, but there's no ending. Okay. Yes. You understood up to this? Why in HTML why HTML uses tag? Why HTML uses tag here? Because it is which language? Markup language. Markup language is not a programming language, but it is used for representing some data, but that can be done with the help of which one? Tags. Is it clear up to this? Okay, then yes. Then next is the structure of. The next we'll talk about what is this here? Structure of which one? HTML page. What is the structure of HTML page? But actually, there's no rule like you have to follow this structure for developing what? Web page. Okay. So based on your requirement, you follow it or don't follow it. No problem. Right. But there is one predefined structure which is defined. By following that, you try to develop which one? Web page. By following that, you develop the web page. Right. What is the structure of HTML? Okay. Now HTML page. Now if you see any web page, right? If you see any web page, it is divided into a different parts. It is divided into a different parts. Ring on. So what is the first one you have? HTML. Next is what here? Head is there. So there is a head, beginning of the head, and there is a, yes. Somewhere head is end, somewhere here only. I think here. Okay. Then after that, what you have here? Body. So this is the beginning of the body, head, body. Okay, head and body. Now somewhere multiple pages are there here. Okay, yes. Now HTML page is divided into how many sections here? Or HTML page is divided into HTML page or HTML page or document. HTML page or document is divided into how many sections? 2 sections. Okay, one is a head and one more is which one? Body. It is divided into 2 sections. One is head and one more is what? Body, right? So what you write in head and what you write in the body section. Okay, what type of things you write in head section and what type of things you write in which section? Body section. Even that you should know it, right? Okay. Yes. So what I want to do is like, see, I don't want to repeat it again and again. Okay. Because once you start designing web pages, then you start working with all the tags, like the tags which are used in head, the tags which are used in what? Body, everything will try to see this. But what I want to do is, I want to continue this like structure of HTML page and rest of the things, but not today. But I want to tell you from tomorrow onwards, right? But up to this, is it clear? So don't think that I'll take only one 12:30. We'll have the class up to 12:45, right? That is what I said in the first class. Okay. And this today's notes, I try to upload in. Yeah, this is a classroom link, right? So please join in the class and I'll upload every day class notes. And not only that, now see here, please. Now we try to see something related with HTML in what? HackerRank. Can you find anything related with HTML in HackerRank? Yes, you know HackerRank? What is hacker rank? Hacker rank is a learning or development platform. Learning platform or interview preparation platform. So a lot of things they'll ask. For example, you want to prepare for Java, then choose which one? Java. If you want to prepare for algorithms, okay, algorithms, data structures, mathematics, artificial intelligence, C, C++, Java, Python. So like this, okay, regular expression, functional programming. Okay. Some questions related with the HTML also. What kind of questions are asked? We'll try to see all the things, but not today. But tomorrow we'll discuss that, right? So today we'll stop it here and tomorrow we'll continue this, right? So thank you. Tomorrow, tomorrow we'll see structure of the HTML. We'll start, see, these are not demo classes. All are regular classes only. I don't want to take some 15, 20 demo classes. Okay. 15, 20 means your HTML will be over. Okay. So I don't want to take any demo classes. All these are regular classes and you have to attend the classes regularly, right? Thank you. We'll see tomorrow, right? So that you'll be learning later here. Yes. Please. Online students, you want to ask anything? Online students? Online students, any doubts you want to ask, you can ask. We'll discuss in again. We'll discuss again. Okay, paid means beginning will be there, ending will be there. Okay, that is called paid. Only one tag is there. There is no only beginning is there, but no ending is there. So that is called unpaid tag. We'll discuss that. Don't worry. We'll see VS Code. Yes, we'll write in VS Code. Okay, yes, VS Code I'll teach. I created registration form using HTML in order to connect to MySQL DB. This will be tough. No, easy only. Actual class timings is 11 to 1. It's not tough. It is easy only. Opposite, you go, you just go to office. They'll tell you. I'll tell you again. No, not like that here. So when you write, Madhuri Singh, when you write a document, at the top of document, you also define the document version. You are developing this document using which version of HTML? So this complete HTML, CSS, JavaScript is 45 sessions. They'll give admin details. I don't have, tomorrow I'll give you the admin details. Right now I don't have admin details, right? You're applying Java developer. UI के लिए मैं बोलूंगा क्लास में बोलूंगा कौन सा वेबसाइट अच्छा गूगल क्लासरूम ఇది గూగుల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ గూగుల్ మీట్ లో కొడుతున్న కోడ్ పని చేయట్లేదు డౌట్ వచ్చింది క్లాస్ మీరు రాసుకుంటే రాసుకోండి మీకు అర్థమైతే రాసుకోండి నేను టైప్ చేసి నేను అప్లోడ్ చేస్తాను అంతా కంప్లీట్ కోర్స్ ఇస్తాను No, this is only HTML, CSS, JavaScript. एक बार पूछिए एडमिन रहता बाहर एडमिन रहता उनसे पूछिए बिग डेटा डेटा साइंस शायद वेबसाइट में देखिए नरेश रेड्डी वेबसाइट में देखिए no I don't have something yeah you can join इसमें नहीं होगा सेपरेट रहेगा 45 sessions yes online students now you have to learn more technologies puja this class is for full stack java students yes all the students full stack java full stack .net all the people okay yes puja you have to learn some more technologies to become a UI developer you learn all front end and back end also with HTML CSS JavaScript you learn after completing this bootstrap okay Angular JS Node React you have to learn multiple not only one yes no here you don't have any programs Redmi 9 power this is opposite Satyam building here Pranay then you learn Django puja you learn Django along with HTML this front end then you go for back end as Django because you are learning already Python right bootstrap is required yes as a library if you know CSS then working with bootstrap is very easy okay anything else online students I'll just show. I just find out and let you know about Sri. Okay.